Aloha and mahalo for joining me. I'm Janet and welcome. I'm so grateful that you can be here. I wanted to go live just to do a short little video on personal integrity. And I wanted to talk about this topic because I feel like not only for myself that I've been talking to quite a bit of women for a while now, and it seems like so many of us are struggling with our personal integrity. Now, integrity, I think we know in general just means doing what you say you're gonna do, and especially for other people, that's when it gets to be like really big. If you don't do what you say you're gonna do, they'll usually let you know that you're out of integrity and that was a really bad thing or whatever words they use. But I want to talk more about our own personal integrity because it seems like it's so easy for us to have integrity with everyone else but ourselves. And I feel like I do that too when it comes to certain things. It's easy to always do things and get the job done and do what you say you're gonna do, especially when you're at a job. And sometimes at home, it's kind of, iffy, depending on what it is and who it is you have to help or do something for. But I find that even for myself and all the women that I've talked to, is that they are having trouble with personal integrity. So, you know how, like, you have things that you need to do for yourself or things that you want to do, but you just don't do it. And it could be because of like 100 plus reasons. It could be that you put yourself last, which I talk a lot about in my videos. It could be that you make excuses or you're tired or everyone else comes first. And then by the time you have time for yourself, you're just like exhausted and you're like, oh, never mind. Maybe one day or tomorrow or someday or maybe next year. There's all kinds of different things that we say and people say, and I say to myself and ourselves. And I've been finding that I have been out of integrity with myself because I know there's things that I need to be doing, like a lot of things. And I just don't feel like doing it because it's things that I don't enjoy, but I need to do. There's things that I need to do, but I figure, oh, it can wait. Like, there's no deadline for certain things. Like, oh, it can wait. Maybe later. This is all like self talk in my head. And this is really common. It's not just me having this self talk. So I always talk about the things that I've experienced or gone through, or the things that other women have told me. And for, personal integrity is like, how you have dreams or goals, and like all the other videos and podcast episodes I've made is all about what you're called to create. And we human beings, but I'm talking especially to women, is we are called to create. We have specific things. We have, however you want to word it, we have duties, tasks, assignments. We have a calling. We have, what other words do they use? We have a purpose here on earth. And and especially for women, we tend to be so in tune with ourselves that when you're out of integrity with yourself and you don't do the things that you know are in your heart that you need to be doing because it's in your heart. Well, what happens is when you don't do the things that you feel in your whole being and your heart that you want to do and you feel called to do it, you don't do it, you start getting sick. You start getting symptoms, and usually it happens slowly over time. It's not something that boom, you don't do what you're supposed to do or you want to do and you're out of integrity and boom, the next day you're like sick or you have this major disease. Everything happens over time. And time is something you cannot get back. And now, as I'm getting older, I start to think about that a lot. Like all the years that I've wasted, like being in fear or making excuses or just saying, oh, yeah, okay, okay, I'll get to it when I have time. Well, time goes by and then years go by, and then you realize, oh, okay, I really didn't do what I wanted to do, and and that I didn't do the things that are meaningful. And then you start to feel like exhausted and you start to feel unhappy and then you start to feel unfulfilled. And then sometimes, depending on you and your personality, you start to get a little irritable or grouchy or, you name it, right? We tend to express those things to our family. Usually, our family is the first one to get all the things that we express, whether it's our looks, how we look at somebody, how we talk, how we act, how we behave or not do or do, right? Our family knows when something is just not right. So it'll come out. It'll come out in all different ways. You'll start to feel sick or you feel like, okay, like I have this tension headache, or you start to feel like, you have more indigestion, or everyone is so different. So your symptoms will show up in all different ways when you're out of integrity for your with yourself. So this is really, really important. I want you ladies especially, and this topic is for males too, but I like to talk to women. So if you feel like you're out of integrity with yourself, personal integrity, like there's something deep inside of you that needs to be expressed or something that you need to do or create, I would say don't waste time. Don't waste time, just do it. Even if you're stressed or you have fear or you're not sure or you're worried about what everybody else is going to think, which is probably like one of the top three reasons why we don't do what we need to do. And you know, as you get older, you realize that you just don't have time to worry about what other people are going to think, because you have to live with yourself, and you are the ones that talk to yourselves the most more than anyone else. So just remember that nobody around you is worrying about what you're doing. They're worrying about themselves. So think less about what other people will say or think about you, and just focus more on the gifts that you've been given and what you can create in the world, and having that personal integrity with yourself to do what you want to do and what you feel you need to do, and do what you feel you're called to do. And if you don't, over the years, I promise you that you'll start to feel the effects of that. I've seen a number of people who have died, and on their deathbed, they're talking about all the things that they wish they did and the regrets that they have, and you name it. There's all kinds of things that come out of people's mouth when they know they're dying, and it's just really sad. And I think about that periodically. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be on my deathbed. Well, hopefully I'm not gonna be on a deathbed. Hopefully I'll just die in my sleep one night. But I don't want to get to the end of my life and be talking like that to my family about, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, or I regret doing this, or on and on and on. You name it. There's all kinds of things that you'll say. So have personal integrity with yourself and do hard things. Do the things that you are called to do, what you are called to create. Have that personal integrity with yourself, because you have to live with yourself. And having personal integrity with yourself is the best kind of integrity you can have. Because once you have that, then everything else, having integrity with everything and everyone else, becomes very easy. And I know this from experience, because there are times that I don't do what I need to do. I feel it in my heart. It's like this this strong feeling that I have sometimes in my heart or my whole being, like, you need to do this. And then I stop myself. But now it's time to move forward. And I want to you to move forward with me as we journey here on this earth. And please let me know if you have any comments or questions, anything that you feel resonated with you about this topic of personal integrity. And I hope you have a great day. Aloha.